power of facing fear. Dare to be brave. Wordy tales. In a quiet town surrounded by low hills and dusty roads lived a young man named Arman. He was known as a good-hearted person, polite, hardworking, and honest. Yet everyone who truly knew him also knew his greatest weakness. Arman avoided problems. Whenever life placed a challenge in front of him, he turned away, hoping time would quietly erase it. Arman believed fear was something to escape, not confront. If a conversation felt difficult, he stayed silent. If an opportunity felt risky, he declined it. If a responsibility felt heavy, he passed it to someone else. Each time he told himself, "I will deal with it later," but later never came. One morning, Arman received a letter from the town council. They were searching for someone to manage a small community project, a job that would bring respect, growth, and a better income. Many people suggested Arman's name because of his honesty and skill. When Arman read the letter, his hands trembled. What if I fail? He thought. What if people criticize me? What if I make mistakes? The fear grew so loud in his mind that it drowned out every hopeful thought. Without replying, Arman folded the letter and hid it in a drawer. He felt relief for a moment. Days passed, but his peace did not return. Instead, something heavier settled in his chest: regret. Each time he saw others discussing the project, his heart tightened. Fear had saved him from risk, but it had also stolen his chance. That evening, Arman went for a walk to clear his mind. At the edge of town lived an old potter named Salim, a man respected not for his wealth, but for his wisdom. Salim sat outside his small workshop, shaping clay under the fading light. Arman stopped and greeted him. "You look burdened," Salim said gently without looking up. Arman hesitated, then spoke. "I keep running from my problems. I feel safe for a while, but inside, I feel smaller every day." Salim smiled and placed the clay aside. "Come," he said, leading Arman behind the workshop. There stood a massive clay pot, cracked, uneven, and clearly imperfect. "I made this when I was young," Salim said. "I was afraid of ruining it, so I never finished shaping it. I left it half done. Years later, it cracked on its own." Arman looked confused. "What does that mean?" Salim met his eyes. "Fear does not protect what we abandon. It only delays the pain and makes it worse." He continued, "When you face fear, it may hurt for a moment. But when you run, fear follows you and grows. Like a shadow, the more you run, the larger it becomes." That night, Arman couldn't sleep. Salim's words echoed in his mind. He realized something painful but true. Every problem he had avoided still existed. Only now they felt bigger, heavier, and more frightening. The next morning, Arman did something he had never done before. He opened the drawer, he took out the letter. With shaking hands, he wrote a reply accepting the responsibility. Fear didn't disappear. In fact, it screamed louder than ever. But this time, Arman didn't listen. He took one brave step forward. The first weeks were hard. He made mistakes. Some people criticized him. A few doubted his ability. Each night, fear whispered, "Quit, run, escape." But Arman remembered Salim's words. Instead of running, he learned. When he made errors, he corrected them. When he felt unsure, he asked for help. When fear rose, he faced it, one small step at a time. Slowly, something unexpected happened. Fear began to shrink. What once felt like a mountain became a hill. What once felt impossible became manageable. Arman noticed his voice growing steadier, his decisions clearer, his confidence stronger. Months later, the project succeeded. The town benefited, and Arman earned respect not because he was perfect, but because he was brave. One evening, Arman visited Salim again. "I was afraid every day," Arman admitted. "But I didn't run." Salim smiled warmly. "That is courage," he said, "not the absence of fear, but the decision to move forward despite it." Arman looked back at his life and understood a powerful truth. Fear is not a wall. It is a door. Running from problems keeps that door closed forever. Facing them even trembling, opens a path to growth, strength, and self-respect. From that day on, whenever fear appeared, Arman asked himself one simple question: what happens if I take just one brave step? And each time that step changed everything. Remember, fear grows when ignored. Strength grows when fear is faced. Dare to be brave. Your future is waiting.